Good afternoon.
So Isaac, you are with before Abraham was, you are rebelling against a century of Old Testament scholarship known as the documentary hypothesis. So, is there a short statement you can make about the documentary hypothesis?
Yes, of course. The first time I heard the documentary hypothesis, I was completely flabbergasted that who's in the right mind would subscribe to this preposterous theory of documentary hypothesis without giving us any documents. It's called documentary hypothesis. That which we call documents there are something pulled out of the Bible. And as though this is documents that was found and that was knit into the present documents, present Bible. But I didn't understand it at all. That's the reason why I completely dismissed it, really. So I pay no attention to JEDP, the documentary hypothesis.
Okay. Another different question, but still controversial. There, in Sunday Bible School, there are certain episodes or scenes that are avoided, but they're obviously there if you read the stories yourself. And do you have any comment as to how, for example, Noah's drunkenness at the end of the flood story integrates with the primeval history? What is the function of that?
Yes, Noah's drunken story. That's a beautiful episode, and I have been always thinking about this. Again, I have to put it in the Bible in the ancient Near Eastern context, that is the Babylonian type of city image and the Hebrew type of nomadic image. Then, even when Noah plants a vineyard, that is a real horticultural business, that is an urban business, really. But what does the Bible say? He lived in tent. What's that? Who lives in the tent? Nomads. So even when Noah is described as a vintner and getting drunk, but he was depicted as a nomad. And I think that is the point of that episode. Maybe I'm taking it totally out of whatever, but that's the way I read that story.
I see. One last question, which is, I don't understand. My last question is perhaps about what is truly the main character, not only of primeval history, but probably the rest of the Old Testament.
Yes.
But I don't normally hear discussions. The documentary hypothesis has their theory, or their use of that character. But since you're reading this as a unified whole, literary, what's the role of the divine character known as God or Yahweh sometimes? Yes. How do you integrate?
Oh, that I think is one of the significant message of the Bible. See, when we talk about theology or biblical theology, I would like to look at how God character is depicted in the narrative. In the book of Genesis, how does God appear? And that should be the primary exercise of biblical theology to me. the God as a character, main character in those biblical books, and that should be the basis of our thinking about God.
Do you have any sense of what is his purpose? What is he doing? His behavior is kind of odd. He is at the first time very good. I mean, he is the creator God. But then he seems to be kind of a mean God when he destroys almost the whole earth. Do you have any...
Oh yes, I do. I go to the chapter 6, the verse 6, I believe, of Genesis, when God repents. It's very clearly stated that God grieved to his heart that he had made people and animals, so he wants to destroy them. I mean, we have to really chew on that verse. We yank out this verse and that verse from many other books, and they make big stories out of it, but the Genesis 6:6 sits there very quietly, and nobody listened to that. But here you find the God's confession that I am sorry that I have made these guys. I'm going to destroy them. And how would you integrate that into the story of the the flood story, as well as to the whole primeval history of the Genesis, or the whole book of Genesis, or to the Torah, or to the whole Bible books? In that way, I'm very much interested in God's character.
Well, thank you. I don't have any more questions for now.
Thank you very much.